Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's Prince Python. No one's watched the last video yet. No one watches my shit until like nighttime, which is fine. I don't care. So it's been 31 minutes, I believe. That's what I looked up. I looked up to see what time I uploaded. The fuck? Oh, it's a shadow. um. So yeah, basically, I kind of feel like I took some ADD medicine. I feel like I'm a little bit more focused. But other than that, not really. I might be sweating a little bit more. I know Ecstacy slash Molly or MDMA, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Ecstasy is just MDMA, but not a lot. Clearly, it was just a bunch of buffer in those pills. Like, like I said, when I first got them, I had 10. I took one day, didn't feel a thing. Two, and I thought I felt something, and that was like 3 fucking years ago. So if they can lose potency over time, I know weed can, but that's because of how, you know, that works. Not every chemical does the same thing that weed does and breaks down into other things over time. That's a organic process. When it's pills, there's usually, I don't know. I guess some things could break down. I don't know enough about MDMA, but yeah, I know. Yeah, if you're gonna do it, I guess do it in a party or have sex or something. But even then, I don't feel like sex would be any more fun right now. Like, I don't feel like I have heightened sensitivity or anything. I don't feel like it'd feel any better, you know. Call it the love drug. I don't feel like I'm any more lovey than anything else. Like I said, I just feel like I'm not taking, well, I'm not gonna say take an ADD pill, because that shit turns me into a zombie. And I also become an asshole. Like, they literally won't prescribe me the pills I used to take, because they used to be stimulants. You know, I was on Concerta, which, you know, people abuse, time-release Ritalin. I took the 54 milligrams, the big red ones. Shit, I might have one here. I probably still have a couple from back when I was in high school. I think I still probably got like 4. Not that I'll use them, but I just probably have them. I'm just saying I probably have them up there in my stash of pills. Like, it's just a bunch of extra shit. And I think that's the only thing that's narcotic. You know, like if I get arrested for it, I'll be like, okay, well, I've had them for years. Whatever. They'd have to go up there and catalog all those drugs and be like, oh, most of this shit is just trash. It's fucking, you got extra melatonin and vitamins and shit. But let's get back on topic. So, yeah, I've been 31 minutes or so, 34 now, 35. I have my fan on high because it's hot as fuck. My AC is just gonna keep going. It's whatever. I had about 3 weeks of good coolness, I guess. So I hope I'll get a break on my electric bill. But yeah, I don't really know what to talk about. I don't feel any different really. I just feel a little bit more focused. Fucking screen keeps glitching. Goddamn graphics card in my laptop's gonna die, and then I'm gonna be fucked. um, but yeah. Don't do ecstasy. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm not even supporting the use of it. I don't even think it'd be fun. I mean, people will be like, "Oh, Molly is so great." Stop fucking doing that. Um, I guess if you're partying, but well, I hear it can be good for like if you have like treatment, kind of like ketamine or whatever. Well, ketamine you don't really talk about it. On MDMA treatment. You sit there and talk with like a counselor and you go through your grief process. That is the one thing. Yeah, I guess I don't feel as sad. Yeah, I don't feel as depressed. Like I can think about some things a little bit more clearly without breaking down into tears. So yeah, I guess it's good for treatment, I would say, but abuse, I don't really see the point. Maybe you need a lot more than I took. Like I said, those were like really light ones. Those my friend said, I don't tell a difference. Might be because the normal pills I take, do more. But yeah, I've noticed some drugs don't really do as much as they used to on me because I'm like heavily dosed up. I take quetiapine. I gotta get some more. Oh shit! Oh, there we go. They do have something. 54735 is what it says on them. It's for mood stabilization and insomnia. And I swear to God, I forgot to take that one day, and I made a video about insomnia. Fuck, man, I couldn't sleep for shit. And then I came in here like 6 a.m. and noticed, and I was like, oh, I'm a dumbass. I have an alarm for it, but I must have turned the alarm off and not taken it, obviously. But since we're talking about drugs, or certainly we talk about ecstasy, MDMA, Molly, whatever, yeah, I guess you'd have to take it in a pretty large dose, but when you're getting like pure MDMA, it's white crystals, so it could be laced, which I highly don't encourage buying. I wouldn't even buy these ecstasy pills. I wouldn't buy anything off the street nowadays, is what I'm saying. Like, back, 3 years ago, fentanyl was not as big of a problem. And also, I let other people test them out first. I was like, here, you're going to test it out. And then she was like, oh, cool. And I'm like, I'm just using you as a fucking guinea pig, really. But she was fucking the dude that she bought them from. So, I mean, like, I don't think he wanted to kill her. So, hell, I was originally going to buy... I was like, fuck, I wanted to buy 200 pills, because he was like $500 or $5 each. I was like, fuck it, give me 200. And then she's like, are you fucking serious? And I'm like, yeah, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it in bulk, Also bought weed off the street back then down in Florida. It was, spent $1,200, I think, on a pound. It was a little bit high, but I ended up selling a bunch of it off and getting my money back. Wasn't really making profit. That wasn't the point. I was just, trying to reduce my cost overall. So yeah, what I'm saying is don't buy anything off the street. Hell, I went to the dispensary. They had a 40% off sale for certain brands. I got an ounce for, what is it? It was $83 with tax. I spent like $2 on tax for medical here. So yeah, I was like, the fucking street, you can't beat that. $83 on the street for an ounce? Like, fuck. Hell, I wouldn't even, like, if I grew it myself, I'd be like, I can't even make my money back. Trying to sell it to some friends, which is illegal, I know. But I'm not growing, so. And then my video got taken down where I took trucker heroin. The reason was because I took the pills on camera, even though it's something completely fucking legal. It's more legal than cigarettes or alcohol. You only had to be 18 to buy. He didn't even card me, Like, it's less restricted, but they still took it down, probably because it was called trucker heroin. It's that 2-hydroxymetragenine. Shit was expensive. It was like 20 something bucks, or almost 30. I don't remember, 20 or 30. And it was like just 5 pills in this bottle. And I did not feel shit. Like, it didn't even like help with my back pain. And when I mention my back pain a lot, why? Because I have severe back pain. It's not like a little bit. I've got, my lower back is fucked up. And it's from pushing around pallets of 4,000 pound, well, two 2,000-pound bombs plus the 200-pound thing, and even though it's on a flat surface, like it, you do it enough, it hurts. Also, picking up a bunch of heavy shit, carrying around fucking 2 flare racks, you know, I'm short, they're almost dragging the ground. But point is that the 2-hydroxymetragenine, aka the trucker heroin, it didn't do shit for me. Like, I didn't even really feel like I was on anything. But the next day, I had like the worst fucking hangover. Now, it wasn't like a headache. It was like it felt like I was having withdrawals from kratom after I took them for took kratom for 6 months. It felt like I was literally having those withdrawals the next day. Like, I had no strength in my body. I had no energy. I basically stayed in bed for the most of the day. And it was, yeah, it was shitty. It was like I got nothing out of it, and then I got some heavy ass withdrawals, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I know the addict would go back and get more, but the addict in me didn't get a fucking thing, and the fact that it cost so goddamn much was, so yeah, it binds like 100 times stronger to the opiate receptors, like the thing morphine. It's like 100 times stronger than morphine attaching to your opiate receptors. Does not mean it's 100 times stronger, but it does mean it binds harder, so it takes longer time to come off, I guess. I don't really know about that, but I think that has to do with the withdrawals. Yeah. And I'm sure it'd be a lot worse if you like took it regularly, because fuck, one day, the next day, like I've only had withdrawals the next day after taking psychedelics, because you know there's like a come down period, and it would make me like super depressed. Well, not depressed, I wouldn't like cry or nothing. I'd just be like so fucking tired, and I'd feel shitty. I'd feel like I'd turn into a narcissist the next day after having so much fun. But I think it was just burnout, because we'd be fucking drinking and shit at the same time. Yeah, booze and psychedelics, you're not really supposed to mix them. It weakens the psychedelic effect and also makes you black out, so you don't fucking remember half of it, sadly. But we were partiers, so that's what we did. Too long didn't watch. If I don't know, some people skip to the end. Closing statements. Ecstacy's a fucking joke, or at least now it is. Molly or MDMA is the pure form of it, which I do not suggest buying anywhere because it could be laced with fentanyl. Weed, I'm over here in Illinois. It's apparently stupid. I got lucky where I'm at. I'm like right around the corner from the Beyond Hello, and they got some dope ass deals. Monday they always have 25% off for veterans, so I can always count on that. I was gonna go yesterday, and I was like, nah, I don't need it. But then they sent me a fucking email saying 40% off, and I was like, fuck yeah. But weed's cheaper, getting cheaper, becoming more legal. So don't buy it off the street unless you absolutely have to, and make sure you trust, you know who you're getting it from. You trust them. What else? Trucker heroin, 2-hydroxymetragenine. Don't even try it. It's not worth it. They had this head shop called The Cave. I went in there and I was like, yo, this shit is just like an addict's heaven. They had a whole can of NOS. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was just looking around, and I'm like, I've never even heard of all this shit. They got legal lean, which is like a bunch of natural herbs and shit, and other stuff. But it ain't, you know, promethazine or codeine. But it's not really a healthy mix if you look up what's in them. They have this like fucking Heisenberg dummy dressed up in a suit with a mask and shit. It's pretty cool. I asked him if they'd sell it, and he's like, no, I get that all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I don't doubt it. I need to go in there and fucking see what they got. I wonder if they'd let me walk around and like record stuff, you know. But yeah, they have shitloads of kratom. You can buy CBD. They literally have CBD by the pound in these bags. I'm pretty sure they got them from this Jackson. I think it's supposed to be Jackson Wellness, but whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's from the exact same place. They just like switched the tag or something. And then they have kratom where you can buy it by the ounce and they scoop it out for you. And I'm like, God damn, they got all the. And it's a wall of kratom. They got like a. God, I don't know how many they had. They probably had at least 20 different kinds. I remember when kratom first started, you had like fucking maybe 6 choices. Now there's so many. I'm just like, yo, Red Indo is the shit. That's all I know. And then the platinum extracts, yo, that shit was lit, but it was like $80 for a little thing. But yeah, don't do kratom either. Like, it's an opiate. The withdrawals are pretty bad, and it will make you constipated. Anything that binds to the opiate receptors will make you constipated. So if you do it, you're gonna have to get some stool softeners, or else you're gonna be getting hemorrhoids trying to squeeze shit out. Not trying to be graphic, I'm trying to help you. But yeah, I mean, I know opiates are good. Fuck, if you gave me a bottle of Valium, oh, dude, I would be staying high for like a month. Like, I would be taking one every day. I'd be like, okay, got my chores done, make sure I got some food. Then I'd just sit here and just be like, Valium would be my weakness. If there's any pill that I would ever buy, it'd be Valium, because it's just the muscle relaxers are what's up. It makes you feel so good, and like it really gets rid of pain. I mean, I had it back when I got my wisdom teeth removed. They gave me Valium and Vicodin, and the Vicodin didn't do a damn thing compared to the Valium. I could just take a Valium by itself and I wouldn't even feel the pain. And then like I'd take a Vicodin by itself and I was like, this ain't doing it. I gotta do the Valium. But I literally just sit there on the couch for fucking hours, just like smiling, looking at the ceiling. My mom would be like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "I feel great." Yeah, they gave me enough for like, I don't know, a week or so. They gave me more Vicodin than Valium, because the Valium was for like just the first like few days with all the pain. Because I know I had at least 3. I don't know if I had all 4. Oh yeah, I don't know, I think I said this in my last one. I delete a lot of my videos. I called Discover, and 24% interest rate. But now for my next year, on all my purchases starting tomorrow, 0 APR for a year. So that's what's up. What else? Drugs. Don't buy up the street, trucker heroin. Talk about the cave. Oh yeah, see if I could go there and just record stuff. You know, they'd probably be like, yeah, sure. I'll be like, I'm not even gonna edit it. I'm just gonna show what all you got. And I'd talk to the camera, probably think I'm weird. But, yeah, that would be a very insightful, trip, because I do know a lot more about drugs than I should. I actually don't know anything about nitrous, NOx, whatever, and whippets. I basically know they cut oxygen off from your fucking brain, so it kills brain cells, and it's not good for you. But I don't really know what kind of high it's supposed to get you, and no, I don't have a duster can. I don't keep duster cans. They're in my kitchen somewhere. But like, I've tried like squirting it on my hand and then touching it, and that bitter is so fucking bad. Like, you have to have no taste buds in order to do that. So I guess that's why people get nitrous oxide. And it's funny, Kanye's addicted to NOS, and I'm like, of all the drugs A billionaire could be a drug addicted to. You pick nitrous oxide, like, bro, you can do better. Like, fuck. If I was filthy rich, what would I abuse? Probably psychedelics. I would just use a bunch of psychedelics. They're really my favorite. And you can safely buy those, and legally. I'm not telling you to buy shit illegally. I'm not promoting buying illegal drugs. This is legal shit. You can get, now it is a legal gray area. This is a very gray area. But you can get stuff. You can get research chemicals like ethlad, 5-MeO, DMT, 4-ACO, DMT. I don't know. There's a shitload of them. Here, let's see if I can. No, I took that off my desktop. But yeah, all that shit. I like ethlad. Ethlad was the fucking bomb for me. 2P-LSD, that's another one. I think I tried that one. I don't know. Ethlad was the one. And you can get them from Canada. They're research chemicals. Excuse me. They're sold. This is why it's legal gray area. They're sold as not for human consumption. That's how they get away with selling it. And far as in the States, the way it is, it could be illegal because it could be considered an analog of a psychedelic. So, like, 5-MeO DMT might very well be considered an analog of DMT because of how structurally it's similar it is. But it does not have the same effect as DMT, trust me. It just seems kind of like a acid type thing. I've never actually tried real acid. I always wish I could, but even now I wouldn't buy psychedelics off the street. You know, so all I gotta do is spray it with fentanyl and you're dead. Hell, one of the biggest fears, I think, or not one of the biggest, but a big fear of, I don't know, some part of the government is that someone will weaponize fentanyl as an aerosol, which would be insanely deadly. It'd be pretty bad. But until they get the Chinese fucking chemical companies get their shit together or get regulated. Like, I bought chemicals from Alibaba. Both of them been shipped. One of them said it was fucking delivered. DHL. It's like delivered in New York, and I'm like, bitch, it ain't delivered. I ain't in New York. So I already asked for a refund on that. We'll see how that goes. Sadly, I need that fucking product. But it is, I think it was the easier of the two to get. It was definitely the cheaper one, because that one I spent like $111. The other I spent $200 and like fucking $50 on or some shit, with all the damn import fees and shit like that. And then one of them were like, oh, we're gonna label it as this for customs, and I'm like, why? It's fucking enzymes. It's legal. Like, the only reason I'm not getting them here in the States is because you gotta buy like a 55-gallon drum of it. And I'm like, I'd only need 1 kilogram. That'll last me a fucking year, you know? Like, I'm not making goddamn 2,000-gallon vats of it. I don't have that. But yeah, they labeled shit wrong, so that's how they're getting away with it. Like, even they sent it to me in Alibaba. They took the picture and they said, "We're sending it as this, so for ease of customs or some shit." And I'm like, why? But yeah. Anyways, that's what's up. Don't do illegal drugs. Don't buy drugs off the street. That's the best thing I could. If you take anything away from this, don't buy drugs off the street. And if you're gonna do a drug, actually, like, find someone that did it on YouTube. I'm sure there's be a lot of people partying that'll say, "Oh, ecstasy is great." I'm not partying. I'm not in that setting. I'm trying to do like a controlled experiment. I think it's working, man. I feel like I'm focusing a little bit better. As I said, I know this is rambling, but I feel like I've stayed pretty much on topic. Who knows? Maybe this whole video will get fucking deleted. Probably will. Um, what else? What else? Oh yeah, with my Discover credit card, 0% APR, which I just brought that up. I can get my teeth fixed, and then I'll pay for my class, and then next semester I can pay for both my classes on that. I got like a $15,000 limit, which I should not have anymore. And that's on 2 cards, so I could get like 30 grand in debt, which I could not even afford the interest payments on. But you know how credit card companies are, they don't give a shit about your well-being. They want you paying interest. But yeah, I'm going to get me a little break so I can actually start paying back. I'll be able to pay off my Amazon card. I've got like, I don't know, $600-700 on that. I use that one to get the chemicals, which is why there's so much on it. Yeah. Whenever I get my shit from China, if they fix this one order and actually make it go to me, like I said, I don't know if they use DHL just to get it across the water and they're transferring it to like the U.S. Postal Service or something. But it's like it basically says it's delivered, and I have 10 days to confirm it's delivered, or it'll automatically do it. And I'm like, well, what if it wasn't fucking delivered? There's no option to say it wasn't delivered to me. So I was like, whatever. But yeah, I'll have an update with that, showing a big ass Amazon cart that's gonna cost me like $500 or $600. It'll basically be all the other chemicals and the equipment I need, and then stuff to bottle it. The only thing I'll have to do is buy labels. But before that, I'm gonna take some of it because I should have like a whole extra gallon almost. So I'm gonna take that to 2 animal places that mainly deal with cats, and then be like, hey, could you try this out for me? You know, and then if it works good, I can leave it. If it needs to be stronger, then I have to just dump it all back in, and then throw in some more stuff to make sure I figure out how strong I need to make it, and then that's what will be the formula. But it's mostly deionized water. I mean, I can't use ethanol because then you'd have to be 21 to buy it, which kind of sucks. As far as putting stuff in store shelves, like ethanol is a great solvent, but since it's basically, you know, grain alcohol, but it's made from like grass and shit. That's why you can't drink it. Yeah, I'd rather use ethanol, but DI water's cheaper. So, anyways, have a good one. Thanks for watching this. If anyone got this far, I appreciate it. Have a good one. Love y'all. Bye.